Hey viewers, my name's Cara, you're watching my personal channel, and this is a tag video. I was tagged by McKenna Immortal over at The Pagan Vegan to do the vegan favorites tag, but I noticed that she also had done just the vegan tag on her channel, and I've never done that one before. So I'm starting with the vegan tag, and then later I will also do the vegan favorites tag. So, I don't make vegan related videos a lot on my channel, but there have been a few things, like in my vlog Every Day in April's, I've talked about the kinds of things that I eat on a daily basis, etc, etc. So there might be some stuff related to that in my past videos if you want to go check that stuff out. And of course I will link to McKenna's videos so you can watch those. But here we go, the vegan tag. Question number 1. When/why did you become vegan? Like McKenna, I don't have a specific date that I became vegan. I became vegetarian in May a few years ago. I want to say it was 2012 because I know it was after I graduated college, and that's when I went vegetarian pretty much right away. There was only one slip up after that. It was like not even a week after I had made the decision. I was stage managing a show and I was really hungry. I hadn't eaten all day, and the only thing that my crew members had to share with me was a pepperoni pizza. So I had one slice of pepperoni pizza, my last slice, and then that was it. And then I was vegetarian, and then over the years I've just gradually become more and more vegan. I'm still not 100% fully lifestyle vegan. My diet is really close to being fully vegan. There are just a few times that I'll have something maybe that has a little bit of milk in it, and I don't mind buying things that say may contain traces of milk, stuff like that, as long as it's not in the main ingredients. But for the most part, at home I'm vegan, and when I go out, I don't always know for sure what's been put in there. I try to ask as much as possible, but you know. So I'm really close to being fully vegan. And as far as the lifestyle stuff goes, I haven't really purchased anything new that I know is not vegan, but I have been continuing to use some of the things that I already owned that I know aren't vegan because I'm also not into wasting things. So I'd rather use them up and then buy the vegan things after that. But anyway, so a few years ago and still an ongoing process. Question 2, who or what inspired you to go vegan? Well, I have several vegan friends, which this is foreshadowing a later question, but I have several vegan friends and lots of older people who were part of my Unitarian Universalist church that I used to attend regularly. A lot of them are vegan, and it's just something that I never really wanted to eat meat as a child, and my family made me because they were in charge of my diet, and that's how they were raised, and they were raised that if you don't eat meat and cheese, you're not going to get all your vitamins. And hi, look at me. Everyone pretty much thinks you need to be eating meat, but I've been this size my whole entire life, even when I ate meat and cheese and all of that kind of stuff, all animal products. My entire life, I've always just been this size, and the doctors have always said, you're just this size, like, you're fine, you're healthy, it's just how you are. I've been tested for this, that, and the other thing, and I'm good. I'm all good, guys, don't worry about it. So, it's just something I've always kind of wanted to do, and then I've had a lot more friends who were very casually informative about it. I've never had any friends who are vegan who have been really pushy, who tried to guilt me, nothing like that. So it was just this very easy atmosphere that, like, just very encouraging that when I wanted to do it, I could do it. And for me, it just took getting to the point where I thought, you know, if I really care about all of these things that I say I care about, like I'm learning more about animal welfare and learning more about the environment and how this impacts the environment. And also, my personal health had some things to do with it because certain foods make my stomach really upset. I used to have a lot of annoying digestive problems. So all of these factors kind of came together and made it so that I was like, you know what? I feel like this could be a better change for my life overall and the life of the world, like the state of the world, and yet I'm not doing anything about it, and I just felt like that was really odd. So that kind of feeling is what inspired me to finally just do it and finally try it. And like I said, it was gradual, which McKenna also said in her video, hers was gradual. I feel like that's a really good way to go about it for a lot of people, just slowly cutting things out. So that's my answer to number 2. Number 3, what vegan diet do you follow? I'm gonna be honest, if I hadn't watched McKenna's video first, I wouldn't even have known that there were like different vegan diets. I mean, I've heard of a raw food diet and things like that, and I've heard of the paleo diet, but I didn't know that there were different types of vegan diets. I'm just vegan. I jokingly refer to myself as a junk food vegan because I do eat processed foods that are vegan. I love Oreos, I love Pop-Tarts, the name brand ones are vegan, the off-brand ones are not. I love potato chips, things like that, but then I do also eat raw vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. I love rice, I love pasta, but I didn't know anything about the like raw till 4 starch solution or anything like that McKenna was talking about. That's all terminology that I don't know. I just don't consume animal products or byproducts, and that's pretty much it. Pretty low-key, junk food, blah, you know, whatever. So I'll definitely look more into that. That was really interesting. And I feel like a lot of the time I probably wouldn't have a problem with the raw till 4 thing that she was describing because I don't really eat in the mornings usually, and then I'll have like, oh, but granola is processed, isn't it? That's not raw. But I eat like raw veggies and fruit a lot for lunch. I'll bring that like to lunch for work and stuff. Anyway, I'll look more into that later. 4, is anyone in your family vegan? No, I don't think anyone in my family is even vegetarian that I know of. Like, I guess I'd have to go far enough out. But there's like one of my like sort of cousins, like cousins by marriage, is really into healthy food, local food kind of stuff, organic, but I don't even know if they're vegetarian. So there's that. Number 5 is, do you know any vegans in real life? Yes, I do. One of my really good friends, one of my best friends, actually, from college is vegan. A Vegan Witch on YouTube, Matthew, is vegan, and I have met him in person now, and we've hung out several times. You've seen him in a lot of my recent vlogs. And there are a few other people that I've met recently, friends of friends, who I've met who are vegan. I don't know them super well, but there is like a core group of, there's a lot of Cleveland area vegans, and I've gone to some like vegan potlucks, some of their events with my college friend. So I've met a lot of people, but in my general friend group, there's just those few, and then the other people are people that I know through YouTube. So I feel like I know them in real life, but it's technically online, like Megan from the Pagan Perspective channel, and of course McKenna. Number 6, what is your favorite vegan dish? I have to say, I love a tofu scramble. And maybe just because it's the first thing I learned how to make with tofu, because I just fry it up in a pan, saute it with some kind of, I don't know, olive oil or whatever you got, coconut oil, whatever you want to do, saute with some kale, and I would chop up peppers. I grow peppers, but this was before I grew peppers. I used to just buy the sweet peppers from the store, chop them up, add them in there, like, that was my favorite. Sometimes I would even make my own vegan dressing for it. So good. So just classic. If I'm going out, I am a big fan of the Chinese restaurant that's here in the town where I live. I really like their Buddhist Delight, which is vegetables with tofu. I like the way they do their tofu. So yeah, usually some kind of salady, vegetable-y related thing with tofu, and I love kale. 7, what is your stance on buying a cruelty-free product when the parent company is not cruelty-free? You need to check out McKenna's video on this for sure, because she knows a lot more about that than I do. Like I said, I haven't done a lot of the transitioning the lifestyle part of it yet. There aren't a lot of stores and companies locally around me that really have a lot of that, so I should probably look into buying anything online if I do get to the point where I've used up my previous products and need to get something new. But this has come up a couple of times, like McKenna mentioned in her video with the Ben & Jerry's new flavors of ice cream that they were coming out with that were vegan. One of my vegan friends, oh, I do have another vegan friend from college. She became vegan because she found out that she has like a zillion food allergies. So it was not fun. She found out right before we went on our trip to England, and it was like, she's in a new country and also can't eat a bunch of stuff. So it was very difficult to navigate. So I had fun going through that with her. And I wasn't even for sure fully vegetarian at the time. I was pretty much eating vegetarian, but I wasn't officially like, this is my lifestyle choice vegetarian at that point. But she posted on her Facebook when Ben & Jerry's said that they were going to make vegan flavors of ice cream, and she was so excited about it because, you know, we don't get to have ice cream like ever. And somebody like commented on it and was really upset with her and was really like hardcore that you should never buy any vegan product from any company that is not fully 100% vegan. So if the company produces anything that is non-vegan, this person believes that you should not support them at all. And I feel like for sure if there are companies that you can buy from either financially or they're local or whatever, if it's an option for you to do that, absolutely support the vegan only, you know, totally vegan companies. But at the same time, I feel like that's kind of silly talking about food-wise anyway, because as McKenna was mentioning too, So watch her video, because this is all just going along with it. We're like the same person in a lot of ways. But anyway, I do feel like part of it is supporting that product and showing those companies that you want this kind of product and that that is what you're going to put your money toward. You know, if I didn't get anything from any company that had non-vegan stuff, then I wouldn't be able to eat at my Chinese restaurant, because it wouldn't be enough that I only ever get the Buddhist Delight with white rice, because they also serve meat there. So that would be saying that I could never eat there. That would be saying I could never go out to any restaurant with my non-vegan friends where they can get whatever they eat and I can also get the vegan option. You know, that would mean not supporting those places at all and not supporting the fact that they have vegan options. It might also mean, I mean, I don't know, I didn't get into a conversation with this person, but it might also mean, can I not buy my produce at my local grocery store because they also sell meat, cheese, and eggs and other animal products and byproducts? So it's just like, you know, where exactly are we going to get things from if we can only purchase things from 100% vegan companies? Because I just feel like there aren't a ton of those yet, especially depending on where you live and what you're talking about. As McKenna said, cosmetics are different, but cosmetics are not really an area with veganism that I know a lot about yet. So I'm mostly just concentrating on my food and what I put into my body, you know, and I'll get there. It's always ongoing learning process. But yeah, so I feel like it would be great to support completely cruelty-free companies totally and forever. Thinking about the process is definitely something else, you know, like people talk about the trucks that everything is moved on. The tires are made from rubber, which is made from this, which is not sustainable, which is not vegan, whatever. So you could get really crazy with it. I just try to be pretty simple with it for now and just try to remain informed. Most of all, I try to just inform myself about what decisions I'm making and make my decision from there. Number 8, how do you interact with non-vegans and meat eaters with them asking questions, being rude, etc.? Similar to McKenna, are you sensing a pattern here? If someone's really just genuinely asking a question, for the most part, I don't mind answering it. However, there are also some instances where there's like a really common argument that people will ask me, and I do kind of roll my eyes when that comes up. And I'm like, you know, there's a ton of websites that explain this better than I could, and it's just so tiring for me to have to explain it. Because for the most part, people aren't just asking me innocent questions, they are mostly asking me so that they can then argue with me, and no matter what I say, they're always trying to one-up me, prove me wrong, whatever, and that's just draining, and I feel like it's not really so much our responsibility to explain to people like that. If they really want to know, there's plenty of information about it, but I don't mind if people just generally ask a question. Like, people ask me all the time, why did you go vegan? So now I have this answer about, you know, personal health, health of the environment, health of the animals, all of that. And people also sometimes ask me just like, well, what do you eat? Or like, some of my friends will say, oh, I could never be vegan because this, that, and the other thing. And I'll say, well, I eat a lot of this. And sometimes they'll say, oh, well, I can't stand this, that, and the other thing, so I could never be vegan because those are the main things that I should be eating to supplement my diet if I got rid of meat and cheese and eggs and stuff. Honestly, though, secret that I found out, your taste buds change pretty quickly once you decide to change your diet. I was actually gluten-free for a year before I went dairy-free, and I feel like that might have helped. And then when I decided to cut out meat, I actually started enjoying the taste of a lot of vegetables that I previously never liked. Like basic vegetables, like tomatoes and mushrooms that I never liked before, but that are so prevalent and can add so much to a vegan dish. I never used to like them. But when I cut out meat, I started liking them, and now I love them. I still don't like tomatoes in certain preparations because it's a texture thing. I don't like the goopy middle part, but I like them diced and stuff like that, and I love mushrooms now. What? But yeah, definitely when people are actually being rude, I'm pretty comfortable telling people, like, it's not my job to educate you, please go educate yourselves, whatever, you know? So it's difficult with people being rude, but I'm definitely not the kind of vegan who goes out and lectures at people. If it comes up in conversation, and especially if you're talking with me about it, I might mention some things that I know, some documentaries I've seen, whatever. But ultimately, I'm not in the business of getting in arguments with people, because nobody did that to me. So I came to it on my own, and I really feel like that's what people will do. If it's something that you're interested in, it's something that you feel that you should do, you'll have the initiative to talk to people about it or watch some documentaries, read some web pages about it, you know? So I just try to be pretty low-key, but also make sure that people know that that's my choice and that's what I'm going to do. Number 9 is, who are your favorite vegan YouTubers? I don't really watch a lot of vegan YouTubers. Like, I don't watch any channels that are strictly about that. Like, I know who Freely the Banana Girl is. I've seen a couple of her videos. I don't really watch her. So pretty much the only people that I can think of are the people that I know that I watch on YouTube who are also vegan, such as McKenna and Matthew, a vegan witch, and Megan, Subirizri. And I'm sure there are more. More of you have tweeted at me about stuff. More of you have commented about stuff. Someone just commented on one of my Instagram things today of what I was cooking. So I'm just guessing that person is probably vegan. But yeah, so I don't watch any specific vegan YouTubers. That's just not the area of YouTube that I get into. I don't think... Well, Jenna Marbles. Jenna Marbles is vegan. Love her. She's one of my favorite YouTubers ever. And Megan Tonjes is attempting to be vegan, as well as Ava Gordy. And yeah, so there are a lot of YouTubers that I watch who either are vegan or are transitioning to being vegan and don't necessarily only make vegan content. So there's that. My camera just froze a little bit. I'm gonna get going. I have to go to rehearsal, but I wanted to do that tag and get that done. And next time I do this kind of thing, it'll be the vegan favorites tag. So look forward to that. It has fewer questions. So for these tag videos, if you haven't already done them, I tag you and anyone else. My camera keeps freezing. Anyone else in my viewership who happens to be vegan, feel free to do these tags and let us know your thoughts on things, because I don't really necessarily know how many of you are vegan. I need to do a viewer survey. All right, I'll see you next time. Until then, don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye. Please don't forget that you can also check out all my information in the description. Check out my Patreon, where you can pledge to support my videos so that I can do more of this all the time and support myself doing so. You can also check out my other social media. I'm pretty active on Twitter and Instagram these days. And yeah, I love you. Bye.